Hey guys, I am here filming my October snapshot. Now this is an idea for a video that I absolutely stole from The Reading Outlaw. Link her channel down below. But essentially she does this thing where she just talks about all the media that she is really enjoying, as well as craft projects and any kind of odds and ends. She does it, I think, every Saturday, or is trying to do it every Saturday. I think I'm only going to do it monthly, but I thought it was a very interesting way to be able to talk about all the media that I'm enjoying and craft projects, because I do that. So starting with, what am I reading? I am still in the middle of Seraphina by Rachel Hartman. It is a dragon book. The setup is just that dragonkind and humankind have a very uneasy peace treaty, and dragons can actually take the form of humans. And our main character, Seraphina, is now at court as in a musical kind of capacity, and she is watching how everybody interacts and how uneasy this treaty actually is, and she is very, very invested in making sure that it works out okay, because she is actually half dragon. So that's about where I'm at. I'm only 150 pages in out of like almost 500, but I'm really enjoying it. I just have not had a whole lot of time to read, unfortunately, but hopefully I can find some time in the next couple days to just plow through this. And then what am I watching? So my husband and I like to actually, there's some things that we watch together, but there's a lot of things that we actually watch separate. So I'm usually in the middle of two different TV shows, one with him and then one by myself. So the one that we just actually finished up the one we were watching together, and that was The Good Place season 3. This absolutely wrecked me. I was like basically sobbing at the end of the season finale. It is such a glorious, glorious TV show. Essentially, so the setup is that our main character, Eleanor Shellstrop, dies and wakes up and is in the good place. And she's a little bit distraught because she knows that she did not live a good life, so she should not be in the good place. And even when they show her with the memories, like she's like, those are not my memories. And so she vows to basically learn to be a better person so that nobody finds out she's not supposed to be there, so they don't send her down to the bad place. And that's the setup. And we meet a ton of really interesting characters along the way. That's basically all I can say, because this is a series that 100% builds on the previous season. And so anything I say about season 2 or season 3 100% spoils things for season 1. So, but it is very, very good. I highly, highly recommend it. The creators clearly decided that they wanted to say something about what it means to be a good person, what it means to be an ethical person, especially in this world where things are just complicated. So, and I think that they did a very, very good job. I'm anxiously awaiting season 4. I know it's airing right now. However, we're going to have to wait a while because we don't watch anything on cable. So, however, I will, as soon as it is out on DVD or on Netflix, I will be all over that. So I'm very excited. And then what I'm watching by myself is actually Leverage season 5. It is the final season of this TV show. This is amazing. It is about 5 thieves, essentially. Well, one that's actually specializes in thievery. One's a grifter, one's a hacker, one's a hitter, and then there's the mastermind. And it's following them as they decide to band together to take down corrupt CEOs of companies. All those guys that we see in the news stories where we're just like, how are you not in jail? I mean, I guess technically what you're doing isn't against the law, but it's not ethical. You are not doing anything ethical. You are terrible people. Those are the targets, and they take them down, and it is very cathartic to watch, and I really love it. This is an amazing TV show. I love the characters. In many respects, they break stereotypes for who they are. It's amazing. The other I will, and the other thing is that they do have occasional problematic things, especially as we look at it through today's lens. The first season was filmed in 2012, but it is on the whole significantly less problematic than many TV shows out there. And I think that that's really awesome. I've watched these a lot. So I'm actually, this run through, I was listening to the director's commentary. The director's commentary is amazing, guys. It is so funny. It's like part of it is just like them actually talking about how to direct. How do you write a TV show like this? How do you light it? How do you set up shots? All those kinds of really interesting things. But then like it's also partially them just singing the praises of their regular cast, of their crew, of the like local actors that they hire for like one-off season or one-off episodes and that kind of thing. They are so, they love their cast and crew and everybody, and it's really cool to hear them giving credit where credit is due. It's really nice. And then the other part is them talking about how, you know, they create these characters, and you'll see that like these two cops, you know, in one episode, and they're just like, you know what, I would watch a buddy cop with them together, and they should have their own sitcom. And then the other part, setting up these scenes and just being like, you know what, if we don't have a ton of fan fiction about this scene, we didn't do our job properly. And I really love that. I love that. And then, of course, like a few other things sprinkled in, but it is really fun to listen to them talk about this. So, especially as it is the final season and they have been building to the finale for a very long time, and it's very cool. So, and then not really been watching any movies because we don't watch a ton of movies. So there's that. And then for what I'm listening to, nothing. It's not very quiet in my house very often, so when it is, I tend to try to just enjoy the quiet. Usually I do listen to something when I'm exercising, like either a podcast or music. However, I haven't been exercising. Like, it's been really difficult to figure out a really good time that I can, that's good for every day. And so it's just not been happening. So I haven't really been listening to anything. What am I playing? I am currently playing a video game by the name of Lego Harry Potter Years 5 through 7. This is a super old game, and I love it. I love it so, so much. It was in that sweet spot for Lego games. So anybody who's seen these Lego games, when they first started doing them, they weren't super great. They were still decent, but it was like if you go and play the first Batman game, it's very like level heavy, or it's Lego Star Wars too. And then they started doing more open world kind of stuff, but not super super open world. So in Harry Potter, the Harry Potter games, like you can explore Hogwarts, and that's really really cool. And then they, after Harry Potter and like Marvel or Batman 2, they opened it up so much that you can just get lost. I think the difficulty level is really nice. This is a great game for like a 6 or 7-year-old. A really nice way to introduce Harry Potter while still kind of mitigating some of the darker elements, especially for years 5 through 7, because that's when this story gets really dark. And if you've never played a Lego game, they do inject a little bit of humor into it, but it's more like, it's not downplaying how serious things are. It's just making sure that it never gets so dark that kids get super scared or anything like that. I think that the Lego games are really, really good kid games. Obviously, I enjoy playing them. It's, like I said, it's probably maybe my 10th run through of this game. I really, really enjoy it. It's a comfort kind of thing. And then I am actually watching my spouse play Borderlands 3. I would play it with him, but unfortunately they made a few changes between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3 that makes it basically impossible for me to play it at this point. I may try again in the future with him, but at this point I'm just watching him because I really enjoy the storylines. It's really funny, irreverent, and I really enjoy it. I will give you the warning that it is very mature though. There is a lot of violence, there's a lot of gore, there's so much sexual innuendo and jokes and crude humor in general. Not a whole lot of drug use that I've seen, and not like nudity. But other than those two things, it's mature. So don't play it with your kids around, essentially. So yeah. And then for craft projects that I'm in the middle of, the main craft project that I am supposed to be working on, that like I maybe sometimes put aside because I've been just trucking on this thing. It is actually a temperature blanket. And it is for my friend. And essentially what you do is you look at the temperature range for the city that you want to do this for. She lives in the coast, so like she's got very temperate kind of weather, but this is for my friend if I didn't say that before. Anyway, so you kind of take that range and break it up and make a gauge and have it correlate to a specific color of yarn. And then as you check the high of the day, and that determines what color you're using. So like for this white color, that's like under 54 degrees for her. Anytime it's under 54, she gets a white stripe. I am trying so desperately to finish that up because I would love to give it to her for Christmas. Also, I'd kind of like it out of my house before the new year, but I don't actually know if I can do that. I'm going to try really, really hard. But I really love this concept. I have one for myself that I kind of put on hold. I will probably do it again for myself next year. I love the concept. So, and then I am making another blanket. This one for my older son. That is as far as I've gotten. Essentially, I am using Bernat Blanket Extra like jumbo yarn, guys. I'm actually going to make it striped black in this color. Essentially, we decided that we were going to create a reading nook for my older child so that he would have a place that was not his room, that was very private, that he could shut the door and his little brother couldn't like open the door for, and he could go and read and relax. And we're going to put like a mattress and some blankets and pillows and things in there. And so I'm knitting this blanket. So I have to get this done for Christmas because it's a Christmas present. It shouldn't take that long though, because it's just not, I'm just doing a straight knit stitch, and it's like it's jumbo yarn. So it's just not going to take that long. And then the third project that I am in the middle of is actually more of a craft project. When I have the time, I do like to make my own Christmas cards. It doesn't happen every year because you kind of have to be on top of your game, and I'm just so not. Some years are better than others, but this year I kind of figured it out, and I kind of want to make a card and then like create a scene on it using scrap paper. I have a really rough design for it. So next up, I just need to kind of do a finer detailed design of it so that I can create my templates for cutting out the paper. And yeah, so those are my three main projects that I'm actively working on. Hopefully I can get that down to less than that for the next update. And yeah. So that's all I got going on. I would love to hear from you guys. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you playing? What are you crafting? What are you, I don't know, just loving in your life in general? Let me know down below. And until next time, man. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.